I'm Rachel, and this is Nikki, and we're going to show you how to do some video prompting. So as of now, you've already written your task analysis and you've created your video on Impromptu. So the next thing we're going to do is actually implementation of video prompting to teach your students a new vocational skill. So really quick, we're going to talk about why video prompting is important. So video prompting is a teaching method where the learner is shown a video clip depicting only one step of task analysis at a time. So following each clip, the learner will perform that step of the task analysis. We're going to use it because it has been shown effective with a wide variety of learners and a wide variety of tasks. Additionally, it gives a lot of independence to the learner by not needing to have an instructor present. So this is especially great on the job. We can give a student a video prompting app and they can go and do it with or without you, so you can work with another student. Okay. So Nikki and I are going to model several steps of a task analysis for folding a shirt. And you're going to go ahead and apply that to the task that you have selected. So there are several scenarios that can happen during this time, and we're going to cover all of them so you know exactly what to do. So we're going to be using your fidelity checklist that you have in the front of your binder. You can go ahead and follow along and put a check next to each step as we complete it. So we're going to get out our Impromptu app. And actually, we're going to have Nikki go stand over there in the corner. Sorry, Nikki. All right, so the first step is bring the student to the setting and position them in front of the task. So you're just going to bring your student over the task. Say, hey, Nikki, we're going to go do our shirt folding. Come on over. Simple as that. First step, check mark. The next step says you're going to hold the iPhone in front of the student so they can easily see the screen. So like this. We also want to note if the student is looking over there, we're not going to start because the student is not looking at the screen. So in this case, we'd say, hey, Nikki, make sure you're looking at my screen. Make sure they're definitely paying attention. Okay, so we're going to start out, and I'm going to have Nikki do this first step correctly. So we're going to say, we're on letter A right now. Watch this and play the first step of the video.
Take unfolded shirt and lay it out front side down.
Go ahead, your turn. Excellent. Nikki did that correctly, so we're going to go ahead and move to the next step. Now for this one, we're going to pay attention to what the video is saying versus what Nikki actually does.
Take unfolded shirt and lay it out front side down.
Your turn. Okay, so now Nikki did that correctly, but she did the right side of the shirt when our video said to use the left side. So we have to think about, does this matter? Is the shirt still going to end up folded? So I think the answer is yes. If she folds the right side and then the left side, even though the video says the left side and then the right side, the shirt will still end up folded. So you're going to want to go back and look at your steps and think about, does it matter if a student does one step before the other? If the answer is no, then if they do those steps out of order, go ahead and treat them as if they were correct. So since Nikki did this step functionally correct, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next step. Watch this.
Grasp the left side of the shirt at the top of the sleeve and the bottom of the body of the shirt. Fold to almost halfway and lay flat.
Your turn. Okay, great. So once again, that was the opposite side of the shirt than the video said, but it was still functionally correct, so we're going to treat it as correct and move on. So for this next step, Nikki is going to complete it incorrectly, so we're going to use our error correction. So on your sheet, that looks like this. It says say only and do only. You're going to follow along on there. Watch this.
Grasp the bottom of the shirt and fold up to the middle.
Your turn. Now, she's not doing it, so I'm going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if your student still has not started the task after 5 seconds, you're going to move on to your error correction procedure. So the first step is to block the incorrect response. Since Nikki did not do any sort of response, there's nothing to block, so we're going to move on to the next part. Now it says say only. So you're going to say not quite right and tell the student what part of the step they need to do. You need to fold it up to the middle. And then you're going to say, watch this again, and press the replay button on the clip. Watch this again.
Grasp the bottom of the shirt and fold up to the middle.
Your turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we're going to move on to the do only section of the error correction. So the students still perform the step incorrectly, so we're just going to complete the step for them. And we're going to move on to the next step now. Watch this.
Grasp at the bottom and fold to the top.
Your turn. Okay, so she started to do that incorrectly, so I blocked her so that we're not going to practice errors. Since she has made a mistake, we're going to move on to our error correction procedure. So I've already blocked the incorrect response. I'm going to say, not quite right, you need to fold it up to the top. And we're going to watch this again.
Grasp at the bottom and fold to the top.
Your turn. Excellent. So after that, she did it perfectly, and we're going to give her a high five and say thank you for working, and we are done with our task for the day. You do not have to give a high five. You can do whatever is reinforcing to your student, but please do thank them for working. Okay, so now that we have shown you how to do this video prompting implementation, I'm going to show you one more time. We're going to do different steps correctly and incorrectly, and I'm going to not talk as much so that you're able to follow along with your Fidelity's checklist. So here is our unfolded shirt. Okay, so I'm going to start with, Nikki, if you could go stand over there. I'm going to start over. Okay, so we're going to bring the student to the setting and position them in front of the task. Nikki, come, let's fold some shirts. Have my phone. Watch this.
Unfolded shirt and lay it out front side down.
Now you do it. Not quite right. Let's lay the shirt down in front of you. Watch this.
Take unfolded shirt and lay it out front side down.
Your turn.
Grasp left side of the shirt at the top of the sleeve and the bottom of the body of the shirt. Fold to almost halfway and lay flat.
Your turn.
Grasp right side of the shirt at the top of the sleeve and the bottom of the body of the shirt. Fold to meet the first fold.
Your turn. Now again, those two steps were the opposite of what's in the video, but since they are functionally correct, I'm going to go ahead and count them as correct. Watch this.
Grasp the bottom of the shirt and fold up to the middle.
Your turn. Not quite right. We need to fold it up to the middle. Watch again.
Grasp the bottom of the shirt and fold up to the middle.
Your turn.
Grasp at the bottom and fold to the top.
Your turn. Not quite. We need to fold it up to the top. Watch again. Your turn. even though Nikki completed that last step incorrectly, we are still going to thank her for working and doing a great job. Thanks for working. Excellent. So this is how we're going to implement the video prompting procedure with the Impromptu app. Now, you can watch this video as many times as you would like to, but try and make sure that as you watch it, you are following along with your steps. If you want to practice this with a colleague, that would be really great. You can have them pretend to be the student while you are the teacher. That's all we have for you today, and we will be seeing you shortly. Thank you.